going on, everybody? See, we got a few people in the chat already. How's it going? I know probably most of you, if not all of you, were already listening to Flo just now. He just finished his live, which was awesome. I've listened to like 90% of it. You probably saw the title of the video. You probably saw the little thumbnail picture. Yeah, there was some news, some rumors, or whatever you want to call them, swirling around the Twitters and all that stuff. Yeah, so basically, if you just got out of work and you're just catching up now, Randy, what's going on? If you're just catching up now, or if you're part of the degenerates and you're part of the chat and you already kind of know, I'm going to recap anyway, catch everybody up. So basically, earlier today on the Footballville show, on his live stream, he basically said that he got word that, again, the school has not officially announced anything. He got word that Blake James will not be returning next year. Obviously, this is the best thing we could have heard. This is the best thing we could have heard today. Obviously, people are excited about this. Right now, it is, we're going to call it a rumor, as Flo was just saying on his live stream. Nothing's official, but if you kind of follow the clues of what's been happening, Brother Jay, what's up? If you following the clues of what's been happening, of all the rumors for over the past few weeks, kind of makes sense. And this, I've been saying it for weeks. I feel like this is reaching a boiling point and change is coming. Will they make the right change, though? I know long-term firing Manny Diaz and keeping Blake James is not the answer. That basically solves nothing. Yes, Blake James could accidentally stumble onto a great head coach and maybe we're good again for a few years, but long-term, it does not solve things. You have to chop off the head of the proverbial snake. And it starts at the top, and it starts with the athletic director, Blake James. So those are the rumors right now, that Blake James is not returning at the end of this year. So that rumor is going to continue to spread, and who knows if they're going to, if they're going to make an announcement. I know the 18th is a big day that Flo was talking about earlier. And is it going to be announced then? Maybe. I don't know. Is it going to be announced before then? Because I feel like this rumor is going to continue to spread. And that's 17 days from now. I mean, in this day and age with, the way news travels, especially about college football, that is an absolute eternity. So I think something could happen even before then. But let's see. Let's see how the next couple of weeks play out. But if it's amazing, if that's the case, if this is true, it's amazing news. Tori, he says, "What's up, fam? Definitely a bombshell. John, call up Blake and tell him we work for Bro's Moving Company." Oh my God. First you hear of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, this just catching everybody up. Yeah, if you go on, Randy, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but basically, yeah, that's the news, the rumor that's been swirling. We will see on the 18th. Yes, sir. So, yeah, this Saturday's game is going to be that tailgate is going to be pretty celebratory because fans that live here that are local, they know a little bit more of what's going on, and I think it's going to be a different feel, a different mood at the stadium this Saturday. I will be there. It's either a 12 or 12:30 kickoff. I've seen both, but yeah, should be fun. The weather in Miami's been perfect lately. No rain. It's been just a little cooler, upper 70s. Hopefully that holds up. But I wanted to come on today, first of all, to update you guys on that for whoever hasn't been caught up, that's the rumor right now. And if it's true, amazing news. And also, I wanted to come on really quick since we couldn't do our show yesterday. Flo and I wanted to come on and at least give my take on the Pittsburgh game. It was a huge win not just for the confidence of the team, not just in the standings, but for momentum purposes, and TVD is just on a roll right now. The dude lit up Pittsburgh's defense for over 400 yards, three touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and on that interception, the receiver fell down. I'll address each position group, but man, it was a huge win that I think earlier in the year we would not have gotten. See what Tori's saying. John, do you think Blake taking a job with the ACC? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I bet a sellout. The only reason I don't think it's going to be a sellout, Randy, is it's noon and it's Miami, and people don't show up to noon games like that unless it's like 2017 against Virginia. I don't remember if that was a noon kickoff or I think it was a noon kickoff, the one where Jaquan Johnson got the pick 6. That was a noon kickoff, and it was almost a sellout, but we were 10-0, 11-0 going into that game. That's the only way you do it. Other than that, noon is very tough. If tomorrow was a night game, I'm not saying sellout, but it would have been at least 50,000 at the stadium, I think. John, what's happening? All right. Sigmund, if you're just tuning in, I'll catch you up. Footballville earlier today basically said that he got word that Blake James, the athletic director, is not coming back next year. Now, let's remember, Footballville, Daryl Streeter, he's as legit as it gets. He is a credentialed, press guy. He's at the games. He's at the press conferences. The dude's as legit as it gets. So he wouldn't just that's quite a bombshell to drop if you're not 100% sure, if you're not getting it from a credible source. So take that for what you will. It's from, in my opinion, a very credible source, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Nothing is official yet. This is, for now, just a rumor. A likely rumor, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how the next 2 weeks play out. Sigmund, thank you very much for the donation, sir. D. Hernandez, same. Appreciate the super sticker. Do you think Manny's gone? I feel like 99, I'm pulling this stat out of my butt, but I think 99% of the time, if a new athletic director's coming in, they're bringing in all their own people. They are cleaning house. I don't think that Manny Diaz and this staff is equipped to win a national championship in the next 2 or 3 years. Could they build towards that? Like if they stick around for a decade? Maybe, but we're in kind of a hurry to get this thing turned around. And Miami fans aren't that patient. So no, I don't think I don't think that he's the guy that's going to take us to the promised land eventually. I just don't think he has it. But I will give credit where credit's due, that the young men are playing hard for him, especially the younger guys, because those were his recruiting classes. Those are the guys that he went out and recruited when he was the head coach. So it's not surprising. And there's a lot of recruits coming in or that are interested in playing for Manny Diaz, especially. And I know this for a fact, there are some targets that were very impressed with these last 2 victories, and it made a big impression on them. So trust me, these dudes want to play for him. So, he's probably gone at the end of the year if the rumors are true that we're getting that Blake James will not be the athletic director next year. Then, I think Manny Diaz in all likelihood is gone. However, there is an argument that, say he wins out, we go to the ACC championship game. That's only our second Coastal Division title ever in our history. Maybe we win the ACC because we're not playing that same dominant Clemson team. We're probably playing Wake Forest or somebody like that. That's a winnable game. What if we win the ACC this year? Manny Diaz becomes the first head coach ever in Miami to win the conference. He has, at that point, a great argument to stay. I wouldn't argue too much against that myself, honestly. If he can now, will he win out? They can. It's possible. It's not like they're playing a top 5 opponent the rest, before the season ends. But I think these are 4 very winnable games. If the right things happen in the standings, like I believe Virginia has to lose 1 more ACC game for it to happen. Yeah, we could easily find ourselves in Charlotte in early December against a team that we can beat. So if we get to that point and we win the conference for the first time in our history, yeah, Manny Diaz absolutely has an argument to stick around, a good argument. But we'll see. One thing at a time. Blake James fired is amazing news. We'll see. He didn't say fired. He said he's not coming back next year. I believe those were Streeter's words in his show. Alonzo Highsmith. John, you think Zoe? I mean, supposedly when Highsmith came for, I think it was the NC State game, he stuck around for a while. Like, he didn't just come for the game and leave. He stuck around for a few extra days. I mean, that's not – guys like Alonzo Highsmith don't just do that just to do that. You know, everything is planned. Nothing's by accident. So that's the way I take it. But we'll see. About the headset communication violet. Oh, yes, I will touch on that really quick because I was just reading up on that. Yeah, basically – I have never seen this in my life. Miami was reprimanded by the ACC, and it's something minor. It's they're going to get, the way I understand it. Well, no, I won't try to explain it myself because honestly, it needed to be dumbed down for me, and I still don't. I don't understand what it is. But basically, they had too many devices or something that they were communicating with. Again, never seen that in my life, and leave it to Miami to be the first ones to violate it. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Lane Kiffin, please. Wouldn't mind DVD and T-Rob staying. Oh, I wouldn't mind a lot of this staff staying, honestly. I like most of the assistant staff. What's up, Javier? Can't rush this. Manny and staff just got the trust of South Florida high school football players and their parents. Yeah. Listen, look, the parents know the deal. Like, people that are local know the deal. The main problem with this program is up top, and that's been the problem for many, many years, close to 2 decades now. So, you know, if the right moves are made up at the top, I think you don't lose that trust, Aaron. So at the end of the day, I think they're making the right moves instead of just changing the head coach, you know, every handful of years, but it's the same people up top running the program behind the scenes. What really changes? What changes long term, really? What about Patterson, former coach at TCU, as DC? Woo! Wouldn't mind him on my staff. I think Patterson is a terrific coach. He was at TCU, I don't know how many years, at least a decade, I want to say, or maybe close to it. E-Dub, what's going on? Let's see. LSU beat the Gators. Coach O got canned the next day. No way Manny stays winning out. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a slightly different situation. I don't think it's totally apples and oranges, but it's a slightly different situation. But we'll see. Manny needs to recruit the hell out of O-line, D-line, linebacker, sprinkling some wide receivers. Right? Yeah, he's recruited every position well except linebacker for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, these last 2 classes are the ones carrying the team right now, which is why I feel good about the future. The roster we're returning next year is absolutely insane. And their quarterback situation is nice. I'm good. I'm good. The only thing they got to continue to fix, it's 2 things for me. It's the linebackers and the O-line. But with what Mel Tucker did, I think he kind of changed the blueprint about, turning a team around quickly. I believe he has like 20-something transfers on his team, and a chunk of those were from the SEC. Don't be surprised if Manny goes out, like, sets aside 10 slots or more, 10 or 12 slots for transfer players. Because those are guys that's like, it's the equivalent of signing a free agent in the NFL. Except, it didn't cost you millions of dollars. You just got plug in this experienced guy. And it used to be a guy that couldn't get playing time or something like that. Now there's guys in the transfer portal that, they don't like their current coaching situation, but they're a uber talented guy. Okay. Like Tyreke Stevenson. Good example. I'm just going to, go back to the crib and make plays, help this team win. As a sophomore, by the way, or a redshirt sophomore, Tyreke could be gone at the end of this year because he's his third year into his eligibility, but he could stick around a couple more years if he wanted to. He probably won't if he continues playing this way, but that's just to give you an example that the transfer portal's really changed things. Chug Mo Beer, my boy. John, keep up the great work and smash that like button. You family, Blake has to go first for anything to happen. Agreed. For real change to happen and for the culture of this program to change and get back to what it was, you got to do that. I agree. We won't sadly win the ACC championship game as last year, still calling running plays in the dumbest moments. Oh, we'll get to that. Let me leave myself some time here to cover that game. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on that. Sounds like we're cleaning out the house. We about to have some big hitters taking over the administration. Also heard some people joining the BOT with strong athletic background, smart moves. Yes. I've been saying it. We've all been saying it. Things are happening behind the scenes. This is what we were talking about. It's starting to come to fruition. But, we're just average fans. What do we know? Let's see. What else? Manny Cannon won't change. Playing Ragone instead of... Ragone made a huge play yesterday. I don't know if you remember that. Problem with Manny, no development. No development of high school development. We can't live off portal. I don't think you could live off of it, but again, look what Mel Tucker just did. Sorry, this lamp is a little too bright. All right, better like that. What's up, John? Canes fam. AD Alonso. Hi. What if Miami wins out and the new AD don't get one of the big name coaches? Don't you think Manny deserves another year? That's what I'm saying. If we win the Coastal or win the ACC, there certainly is a very valid argument for Manny to stay. I'm very conflicted about that, even if we do win out. But if we win out and we see some improved and more disciplined play, there's an argument. Okay. Yeah, why the hell was Ragone playing? We'll get to that. He did make one really big play. But let me get to my position grades. All right. So Miami goes up to Pittsburgh in the cold weather. Well, cold for us. It was like 50-something degrees. And we win a shootout, which we don't normally do, against a ranked opponent, which we normally don't do, against a ranked opponent on the road within the conference. I can't remember the last time we did that. Don't tell me Louisville, because that doesn't count. Louisville was ranked because half of college football wasn't given the okay to play yet last year, and it was all pure hype. Louisville was not good last year, so I'm not counting that at all. But last time we beat back-to-back ranked opponents, 2017. Last time we beat a ranked opponent on the road, oh my God. Somebody say it in the comments. When was the last time we beat a ranked opponent on the road? Again, besides Louisville, I'm not counting that last year. Besides that, man, I honestly can't think of one. I don't think Pittsburgh was ranked in 2019 when KJ Osborne had that game-winning touchdown. I don't think they were ranked. They were better than us, but they weren't ranked. Yeah, somebody help me out in the chat if you can think of it, because damn, it might be. It wasn't during the Al Golden days. I know he never did it. Randy Shannon, maybe no. Well, yeah, it might have been Florida State. Did we beat Florida? No. Unfortunately, when Florida State was really good, we never beat them. It might be Clemson in 2010. You remember when Jacory and Hankerson went up there and we won a bit of a shootout against them? I think it was Randy Shannon's last year, early in that season. Yeah, I think it was Clemson in 2010. That might have been the last time we beat a ranked opponent on the road. But anyway, let's get to these grades. I'm going to start with, obviously, the captain, the leader of the team, and I think the driving force behind the last two victories, the quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke. He gets an A. That's an easy one. He had a monster game. His he had his best game of his career against NC State and then easily topped it against Pittsburgh. He's playing with confidence. And the one thing I heard about him going into this season, during camp and all that, when he's comfortable and he gets confident, there's no stopping him. And we're starting to see that. So TVD gets an A. That's an easy one. Tight ends. I'm going to give him a B-. Here's why. Yes, Will Mallory had a few big plays. He did have that fumble, though, at the end of the game. I can't overlook that. We got lucky that it rolled out of bounds past the line to gain. Thank God. So, yeah, Mallory had that long touchdown on the trick play, but he was butt naked wide open. What else? He was better. I saw some better blocking from Will Mallory. Yes. I was just going to get to that. There was better blocking by him on the outside, on the perimeter. On those bubble screens, Will Mallory blocked much better. I got to give him credit. However, when he was in those max protect sets, or when he was brought in as an extra helper blocking on passing downs, I didn't like that, especially when they're matching him up one-on-one with an edge rusher. That typically that's a mismatch. You don't want your tight end matched up against their best edge rusher, because that's typically going to lead to bad things. And you saw the pocket collapse multiple times on TVD. It happened a lot in the third quarter where Mallory was matched up one-on-one against their edge rusher. Again, not just Mallory, against most tight ends, that's a mismatch. I thought schematically that was a mistake. If I want to see somebody blocking on the edge like that, I want it to be Arroyo, and I want it to be on running plays mostly. So that, I got to factor that in. Arroyo threw some good blocks. He had the touchdown. So overall, the tight ends played much better. I want to see them get targeted more, though, especially Arroyo. Arroyo had one target, and he had a 20-something yard touchdown. So some of that goes on the coaches, but that being said, tight ends get a B-. Let's see. O-line, C+. Okay. O-line I give him a C+ because, a C+ when I was in school, that was a passing grade, and the O-line was passable. They were very good. I thought not so much in the run blocking. I mean, they were better here and there in the run blocking. Certainly having Rooster there helps a lot, because all you just need is a little crease and he's gone. So sorry about that. Having the right guy at running back helps the O-line. But that being said, the run blocking still isn't great. It still has room for improvement. The pass blocking, though, I thought was solid, and I think has some room to grow. So they were average overall. See what you got, John. TVD needs to start stepping up in the pocket, not going outside. Yes. No, totally agree. Totally agree with you, Hollywood. There were, I think, on the first possession, I think on the first play, our first offensive play, he did that where he just drops back and kept dropping back kind of towards the pass rusher coming off the edge. In that moment, you got to use their speed against them. You got to step up in the pocket so they just fly right past you. That buys you an extra couple seconds. So TVD is learning. He did do that a few times in the game where he stepped up and bought himself some time. So he's improving on that. He's working on it. You can tell. But yeah, TVD did not help the O-line in that situation. Again, O-line was average to slightly above average in this game. Next, we are going to go to the wide receivers. This is one of my favorite units from Saturday's game. They get an A-. Now, lot to unpack here. Tell me if you agree. They get an A- overall. I thought Keyshawn Smith looked better than any receiver out there, even though Rambo, who played a great game, I thought had the best, he had the best numbers, but I thought Keyshawn Smith had the best game. He had no drops. If it wasn't for him getting hit on on that first deep route, he would have scored because he was going to run right past him. TVD had to kind of Steve-O in his film breakdown covered this. He had to kind of pump fake and wait an extra half second to throw it, still hit him in stride. that catch in the end zone was ridiculous. That level of concentration, the hands. I mean, the dude, he is, I think, our most talented and best performing receiver when he gets the targets. That being said, Rambo, solid game. He had a couple of drops, though. The only reason I can't give the receiving core an A or an A+, those 2 drops by Rambo. Harley had a couple of nice plays on bubble screens, but then he fell down twice. One of them led to an interception, and he didn't even try to get up. So that really bothered me. There was also another play where Mike Harley, on a little swing pass to Rooster, just completely ignored the defender. Defender ran right past him. Rooster gets killed. If he had just thrown that one block, it was a 3rd and 17. Rooster might have gotten a first down because everybody else was accounted for. Everybody else was being blocked. Let's see. What's Javier saying? Guys, remember, he's a freshman starting in his 4th start. Agreed. He's still learning, guys. It's not perfect. But he's learning fast. That's what I love. Plus, no real QB coach on this team. Head coach F, defense F. We're going to get to the defense now. I know Mallory's catching now, but I don't want to see him block at all. He's not getting it done. I don't want to see him block when he's next to the tackle. He's blocking much better on the perimeter on bubble screens. That's fine. It's when he's dropping back into pass coverage, which, yeah, he's not doing a good job, but also you shouldn't be putting a tight end back there, in my opinion. Like, matched up with a DN by himself. I think that's dumb. Unless he's doing it to chip and then going out for a pass. That wasn't what he was doing. So I didn't like that schematically. So that's just my opinion there. Linebackers are pathetic. Yeah, Keontre was really the one good linebacker on Saturday. Let's get to the next one. So, yeah, wide receivers overall, I thought showed out. They did a great job. Keyshawn, Rambo, X, those are hands down your 3 top receivers. And I want to see more targets for Keyshawn because the dude's a playmaker. All right, let's start with the defense. We'll start with the D-line. The D-line, I was hovering between a B and a B-. I'm going to go ahead and give him a B because I saw a ton of improvement from this unit. The D tackles, the D ends, the edge rush was much better. Zack Mccloud getting a couple of sacks. Never thought I'd see the day, but he finally popped and had a bit of a game. So as much as the fan base gets on him, we got to give him credit where credit's due. Zack Mccloud had a very nice game on Saturday. Let's see what else. What else was on the? Okay, Leonard Taylor. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see much from LT. But I know John Ford stepped it up and had a nice game. Chance Williams, I would have loved to have seen him in the game more as usual. But again, McLeod was playing well. Jafari Hardy, he had some pressures, and we also got more pressure on the QB bringing the blitz. Amari Carter did whiff on on what should have been a sack. I'm going to get to the linebackers now. 53 made some plays. Yes, he did. Why not Rashard Smith? Yes, regarding the linebackers. The wide receivers. That's a good question, but you've got – I think he should be taking some snaps from Mike Harley, to be honest with you. He and X both. You know what? Yeah, that's a good question. 53 also missed some tackles. He did, but he had a much, much better game. He was very effective in this game. D-line played their best game. Yeah, agreed. LT quietly had a good game. Okay. Yes, Richard, thank you. Amari, that would have been a monster play if he made it at that time because they were driving. And I think they eventually scored a touchdown on that drive. If he gets that sack, it kills the drive. But it was one of those where, Pickett drops back, does that little spin move because he feels the rush coming from the blind side. And, they teach you that when you're young. Amari has to kind of slow down a little bit, break down in front of the QB. If he does that, he's got him for a huge sack. Flo, what's going on? So D-line, I hovered between a B and a B-. I think they were solid. I don't think they were anything special, but they made some plays when they had to. And, right now it's all you can ask for them because we lost some first rounders from this D line, and it's not the talent level. Aside from LT, the talent level is not quite what it was in the last few years, but they played much better. I'm sorry, but the QB throwing for over 5 yards is crazy. Don't care. Should be fired in this case, Manny. Yeah, no, he definitely he threw for an insane amount of yards, and a lot of that was on the secondary, not so much on the D line. But we'll get to that. D line hasn't been the issue this year. Okay, let's get to the rest of the crew. I probably should be more harsh on this unit, but I gave the linebackers a C. Only reason I gave them that high of a grade was because Keyshawn Smith, I thought, played solid. Even Amari Carter made a couple plays here and there. So, even though they didn't have a great game overall, but I got to give some, props to some people. I got to find some positive. Steed, he really should be playing the Mike position, in my opinion. I don't understand why it's either Steed or Keontre and not both at the same time. Never understood that. Cory Flagg, I thought he looked really slow in pass coverage as usual. Jennings looked slow. You know what? Linebackers maybe like a C minus. I would give the linebackers. I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm going to give the linebackers a C minus because Keontre had his usual good game, but everybody else not so much. Anyway, let's move on. Secondary, they get a C minus. Now, I know we gave up like 600 yards of offense. And you look at that and think, okay, why does the secondary even get that high of a grade? Well, I look at each individual guy. Tyreke Stevenson had a very, very good game. He did have, he had a moment in the first possession where, some lazy tackling. I think that was when he was trying to throw the dude down and he stayed on his feet and got extra yards. That drove me insane. But aside from that, Tyreke Stevenson really showed out. He had the huge interception in a crucial moment. Finally got to wear the turnover chain. And he was huge for us. Great open field tackler. He's really, starting to come along there. Let's see who else. Cam Kinchins didn't have his best game in pass coverage, but was a solid tackler. He had that one play where he hooked the dude's legs, picked him up and slammed him. There was a loss of yardage on that play. Huge. Tackling overall on the perimeter was much better. That's why I can't give them just a straight F. But I will say this. Some of those touchdowns that Kenny Pickett threw, they were amazing throws. Great job by him to keep the play alive. There's a reason the dude will get some consideration for the Heisman. He's legit. He's the real deal. But some of those balls should not have been completed in the end zone. The safeties were late on some plays. I just didn't like it. DJ Ivey might have played his worst game as a Hurricane, and that's saying something. So it was a mix, That's why I just overall the secondary, I give them a C minus, just to keep it simple. All right, special teams, I give them a D. The only reason I don't give the special teams an F minus is because Borregales made one field goal. Yes, he made one field goal, made all his extra points. Punting was solid. They cooked Ivy. Yes, they did. Oh my God, they just toyed with him. This is the last remaining guy that I'm like, why is he on the field? Maybe not the last remaining guy. There's a couple, but man, he every once in a while has a solid game, but man, Ivy this season in 2021 has really regressed. And it sucks because I'm pulling for the guy, but he has not played well at all. John, give him a C. We had Ryan Ragone sighting, and he made the best of it. Yes, Ragone actually didn't play too bad. They cooked Couch too. Yeah, that was another dude that didn't have the best game. To Corey Couch and Marcus Clark. I think he made a couple plays, but then also Marcus Clark got beat on a few plays, one in the end zone specifically. Yeah, the corners didn't play great. Pitt couldn't run. Yeah, great point. Pitt couldn't run the ball at all. It's hard to stop a team that throws the ball 75 times. Yes. I mean, you could slow them down, but a big reason for that inflated pass yardage number is because Pitt could not run the ball at all, and after a while, they didn't even try to run the ball. So that's why the numbers are kind of skewed. But back to my grade for the special teams. Yes, kicking game was fine. Nothing was missed. Punting game was fine as usual. But I'm not going to give them too much credit for that because, again, that's not on Coach Packey for finding a good kicker and a good punter. And who knows if he's even the one that went out and recruited them. The coverage team missed a bunch of tackles. The return game was non-existent. Again, Brashard Smith on 2 different kick returns. I didn't see who the guys are on the outside that should have been blocking, but they just didn't feel like it. They left there. They forgot how to block, or they just didn't want to. And at the end of the day, blocking is a want-to thing to put yourself in harm's way and knock a dude on his butt to give your returner a running lane. Because if Brashard Smith has a crease, the dude is gone. We've seen his speed, and he got zero help. So I don't put that on the returners. That's on the unit, just not blocking at all. And then on the punt return game, Jacoby George didn't drop one. Thank you. But had no room to run ever. So again, that's a team thing, and that's a want-to effort kind of thing. So yeah, special teams was absolutely horrendous. That has to improve. All right, I'll be on for a few more minutes, guys. Let me know what you think of my grades. If you totally disagree, you think I'm nuts, if you think I missed something, maybe I did. I went back and watched the game again. But I'm not a film watching expert by any means. So, if I missed something that maybe I forgot, let me know. Tay needs more burn. Yes, he'll get more burn. Believe me, he's one that they know how good he is. They're not going to wait too long. I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't get a lot more snaps in the next game at home. Ragone playing over Huff. Corey Koch, Chase Smith is pathetic. I agree. He shouldn't be the one playing. The hell? Block this person. Sorry about that. Your grade for Diaz. You know what? 2 straight games against a ranked opponent, and we got off to a fast start. I give Manny a C+. How about that? I give him a C+. Lonnie Berry. Thank you, sir. We looked up the last time we beat a ranked team on the road. It was 2015 against Duke, the lateral game. Oh my God. And Duke was like barely ranked. Let's be honest. They weren't. They weren't legit. This Pittsburgh team would kill that Duke team. Are you kidding me? But yeah, that was the last time. 2015. And it took a mirror. Granted, Brad Kaya was hurt. He didn't play. We probably would have lit them up if he played. But yeah. Wow, that's pretty bad. They trust Ragone, and he don't play much, but he don't miss tackles. He doesn't miss tackles once they're in his grasp, but he doesn't quite have the speed of the other guys. So he misses tackles in that way where he can't quite get there occasionally. So yes, I need to see more Chase Smith. That's absolutely a fact. You got to see more Chase Smith. Huff, I mean, we got to put this boy on a milk carton or something. I haven't seen him at all. Tyreke Austin Cave, I mean, same. I've seen him. I think I've seen him a little on special teams. I think I've seen, what's his name? 19. He's a freshman. Deshaun Troutman. I think I've seen him more than I've seen Tyreke Austin Cave. So, yeah. Facts, lack of speed. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other drama, that linebacker room. Specifically, Brooks and Smith. Sam Brooks and Chase Smith definitely should be playing more. This Saturday, we play. One of the biggest mistakes we made in that game was putting, at the time, a very inexperienced Ragone. At least Ragone can make a play here and there now because of experience. He just doesn't quite have the athleticism and the speed of the other guys. He just doesn't. He started off as a walk-on. But in 2019, they brought him into that game, and there were better guys to put in there. I'm not saying that's why we lost. But man, I hope they don't make that same mistake again. Please put in the more talented, faster guys. You do that, we're going to be fine against Georgia Tech. You don't, then that QB is going to run all over us. Are you on the TVD bandwagon? Here's the what if. TVD throws 4 INTs against Georgia Tech, and then what? Why do you think he's going to throw 4 INTs against them? Is Georgia Tech coming in with an amazing defense? Because I don't think they are. Brooks out for the year. I forget. Is Brooks out for the year? I forgot. I forgot if he is. I don't think anything was official. That could just be me. That might have slipped my mind. So many guys have been announced as out for the year. I don't remember if Brooks is one of them. John, you're saying Racone is fat when you say he is slow. No, he's not. Yeah, he's having the issue with the turf toe. That's right. Yeah, he might be out for the season now that I think of it. It's so many guys. It's Cam. It's Bubba. It's this guy, that guy. I guess one of the other guys was Brooks. You might be right. All right. Anyway, there are other guys that can play. That's my point. You ever have to play more? But sure. You're saying, okay, back to this. I'm not saying Racone is fat. He just, he came on as a walk-on. He wasn't originally a scholarship linebacker. Take that for what you will. But watch the tape. The dude is a decent tackler. I will give him that. He's got some ability there. He's smart. But I'm sorry. Chase Smith is going to, no pun intended, chase dudes sideline to sideline and track him down. Like, nobody's going to run around him. I've already seen his speed, and it's ridiculous. NC State had top 25 defense when Miami played them. Yes, they did. John Manning doesn't know how to spy a QB. Yes, and when he does spy the QB, he puts the wrong guy out there. He puts another guy that's not very fast in Cory Flagg. And Kenny Pickett, who's not very fast, ran right around him. You know who I want to see at spy? One of the strikers. I want to see Frierson. I want to see actually Amari Carter. I wouldn't mind him as a spy. Maybe throw in James Williams in there. Mix it up a little bit. Confuse him. When is Garcia suspected back? He is one of the dudes that's out for the year, unfortunately, Willie. Jake Garcia on that long run against CCSU that happened, he got tackled. I'm on the 30-yard line. He got tackled at the 10 or 5 or whatever, or no, even closer than that. It happened right in front of me. And, the few people that were there were going crazy, but unfortunately on that long run, it looks like he broke his ankle. Somebody freeze framed it and put it on Twitter, and his ankle was it should be straight, and it was like that. It was nasty. So yes, Garcia is out for the year. He's expected back next year. Let's see. Fax uses 11, who is slow as a Chase Smith as a spy. Maybe not this Saturday, but in the future. Ease Chase Smith in, let him get his feet wet first. I wouldn't put him in that situation yet where he's, got to do more thinking than he should. I just want to see him on the field. Let's more passing downs, let him get comfortable, and then put him in those more important spots where he has more responsibility. The OC is going to be letting off the reins and let TVD do his thing. He is going to be great for Miami as a bright future. Yes. Agreed. All right, guys. I'm at 45 minutes almost. I think I'm going to stop it here. Fam, please go check out my sponsor. Let me plug him really quick. 1 second. Go check out my boys at laspumita.com. Guys, if you're a coffee drinker, if you like Cuban coffee, this is – that's a stream. Is it working? Hang on. That's a stream. There we go. Guys, go check them out. They got a great Instagram page, by the way. They're hilarious. Follow. Get your gear. They got some great stuff. I've tried their product myself. It's delicious. Again, if you like Cuban coffee and, you're from the Miami area and, just go check them out. They're great dudes. All right. Stop the share. All right. So Isaiah Walker, please. Yeah, I don't have readily available info on Isaiah Walker. I don't want to assume. I know he's been dealing with some personal issues. Depression and all that stuff is is kind of a bitch, and I know he's dealing with some stuff. I don't want to be too specific, but you got to kind of let it progress on its own, and he might need some more time. And it's unfortunate because he's such a talented guy, but hopefully wishing him the best in whatever he ends up doing, if it's with this team or whatever, we'll see. Wesley says, read my question. What about Blake James being gone at the end of the season? Oh yeah. So if you missed it earlier today, Footballville on his show, Streeter just came on and during his show basically said, I just got a message. I just got word that Blake James will not be coming back next year. That was it. That was the quote. So that's all the information we have right now. And that dude is legit as a journalist. So, take that for what you will. It's not an official announcement from the school or from the team or whatever, but things might be in motion. For right now, it's a rumor. That's what we're going to call it, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Norman, thank you very much for the donation. The root of the problem at linebacker is Manny going after guys in the portal. Is Manny going after guys in the portal? He wanted a 2-year commitment. Even if got guys for 1 year, it would bode well for the 2022 class. These guys will play from day one. Yeah, 100%. Agreed. Okay, last question. What's the latest on Besaint? I know, let's just say this. I know us losing those games early on in the season hurt our chances a little bit. But, is what it is. He's waiting it out, and we knew that. We knew he was going to wait it out and kind of see how the season played out and make his announcement probably in December. So I think he's going to be a December guy. But I think these last 2 wins helped our cause for sure. If we finish strong, I really believe if we finish strong, we'll get Wesley. Now, if changes are made and we know for sure, even if we finish strong and we know for sure Manny's not coming back, then he could be one of the casualties. But in the long run, I'd rather lose that mini battle and win the war and be great again for the next 10 years. And if we have to lose Besaint for that, then we lose Besaint. But I think that's where we're at with him right now. I think he's waiting and seeing, but I think these last 2 wins helped in recruiting in general. So that's it for me, guys. 53 in the chat. Please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Go check out lapumita.com. And I will be on later in the week. I will probably be doing my my usual Wednesday show. And obviously Saturday morning, Cafecito and Canes for the pregame. I will be on a little earlier than usual. I may even do it from the car, flow motion style, because I'm going to be on the way to the game the usual time I do it at 10:45. So I may do it a little earlier and from the car. I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter. Until then, much love to all you guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the donations as always. It's all about the you. Go Canes. Go support our boys this Saturday. If you got time, you're not doing anything Saturday afternoon, please go to the game. Those kids will love the support. I'm telling you, you see the difference. When that crowd was into it on Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago against NC State, they felt that energy. And we got to bring the energy again on Saturday. But anyways, that's it for me. Let's get this W on Saturday. Go Canes. Have a good night.